Howdy folks, it's RJ Helms here, back with more City Skylines After Dark. In the last episode, we got to the level of, should be, Big Town, population 5,500, which unlocked a lot more of the new After Dark functionality. That's the leisure specialization in the prison. That might be the last of it, I'm not certain, to be honest. And since I recorded the last episode, I have played a little bit and brought in a couple more mods. That's not one of them. I, up until then, was playing with no mods, but I spent some time kind of getting a couple back in the rotation, because there are some that are really, really handy. I haven't brought in anything very substantial. Just a couple. So, one I've brought in that I find really helpful is the extended public transit UI, which just gives you this view of all your bus lines and other lines when we get them. That I wasn't sure if it was working, but I did try it out just today, actually, and it seems to be working fine. I also brought in precision engineering, which gives you the this extended view when you're placing things, which is pretty handy for a lot of things. And a few others that won't make too much of a difference. I have the tree brush mod, which is very handy. Lets me place things like that. And I think that the only other one I have enabled is the unlock basic roads, that just isn't going to be relevant in this game, but for starting new cities is handy. It just means those first couple of roads, like the 2-lane roads and all those things, are available right from the very beginning. You don't have to place your first road to unlock the rest of them. So I'll put links to all those in the workshop links to them in the description of this video. There's a couple others I'm waiting on. I've never really gotten into playing hugely modded City Skylines, but auto line color is one that I'm a huge fan of. It doesn't work perfectly in After Dark, so I haven't enabled it here, but it is pretty handy. It just names and colors your transit lines for you, which is a little bit of micromanagement taken out of your hands, which is a bit of a plus. So, I guess the question now is to see, we've unlocked all those new buildings and decide where we want to go with developing based on those. I think the big bit of new ground that we can cover with the most recent unlock. I don't really want to go for high density right away, because this is a pretty small little rinky-dink town, but putting down some offices might be a nice trick to satisfy some of this industrial demand without having to worry too much about the traffic nightmare that lots of industry can cause. So let's think about where we want to do that. Do I have a new plot unlocked? I might want to go for a new one. Actually, yeah, I think there's actually a lot of value in unlocking this plot, building a new interchange here, connecting it up with this by road eventually, and then I've kind of opened up this whole area and this whole area to develop in. So let's go with that, and we'll build a new little subdivision. And kind of build some more residential area with all the trappings that comes with the goal of just having some padding to maybe clear out some of these areas and put them in. Like some of this stuff could be a good candidate to be offices along these main roads. So the first thing to do is to build an interchange up here. I'm not sure exactly where it's best to do that. Let's go into our junction area, as it were, and I do really like this one. I was playing with it. It's huge. The A4 Parklow. Yeah, but it's really quite significant in size. I kind of have room for it, but let's just go with a... That's interesting. Not that. I really wish that this would get improved. Not the full diamond, that's a nice one. Yes, I'm planning on the office zone, thanks. The diverging diamond, this is the one. Is this the same one I have over there? No, it's not. That's a different diverging diamond. Do we have 2 installed? It would seem like it. Yeah, this is the one I used over there. So let's just mix it up and use the Timbo's one. I do have a bunch of this stuff because I suck at building these intersections. So that's the one. So just having interchanges pre-built for me is I'm finding a huge plus. So we know the drill. Just clear a bunch of space. With any luck, I won't have to delete that railway track, but I don't think we'll have that luck. Oh, no. So we'll have to remember in the fullness of time to replace those rail tracks. Let's actually pull this back one more. And ponder the best way to do this. It doesn't have to be pretty, actually. I might just join these up straight. It won't be the nicest looking thing. I did something wrong there. No, I didn't. Just like so. And then let's think about joining this up. So first things first, that needs to descend down to ground level. And then maybe it can go... Let's see. Actually, I do rather like that idea. Just pull this one straight down to the shore approximately. And then bring this up just totally straight. Let them kind of intersect as they will. I don't think I'm going to do too much development down here. It could be nice to have another little exit off this, but we'll deal with that later. Then up here, this road can kind of curve. And run over there like that. And that looks like it's farmland. Okay, that's interesting. So let's put off developing there. And maybe look at filling in this area. Oh, I do have plenty of residential demand. Okay, so since this is straight, I can actually just build the most boring sort of grid. Which I'll do with the one exception of joining that up to that intersection rather than creating a new one right here. And join those up, and let's just pull it down 2 blocks on this side. No, I can do better than that. This just needs to come out on that same angle. You know, I have precision engineering installed. Let's use it. to line that up as well as we can. That still doesn't seem perfect. Yeah, I think that's as good as we're going to get it. And pull this out one block more. Yeah, I kind of like how that looks, actually. This intersection is probably going to be a mess in the future. But for now, it should work fine. I can axe out this... words, this power line, no problem, but I'll hold off on that until I'm sure I've got some development in here. So let's just think about this approach. So the biggest thing we have demand for is residential. A little bit of commercial and some offices. So, I mean, the obvious thing to do is to make the back parts of this that don't face onto the road be the residential, and have these parts that are facing this main road, have these be the commercial and offices. And for now I'm going to do most of it as offices. I'll put a little commercial chunk is right about half of this. Oh, and then you guys can all be offices. I'll fill in this one in a little bit. And we have precision engineering, you can actually be a bit more precise than just the 440 dollar plan for extending your things. It's actually 22 units exactly. Just like that. And that covers that whole area. And now I can fix up this power line situation, I think. Yeah, if you go down to there, you can go away. And I can fill in these gaps. Oh, back to this tool. Let's make this a new district. Daffodil Square, sure. And one thing I might want to do, I won't do it just yet, is ban heavy traffic in that district. I don't think it's going to happen, but there's always the possibility, and I'd like to avoid trucks from Sunnyside Hills here going up this way. Yeah, the delivery truck, that's fine. Going up this way onto the highway, I'd much rather them get on the highway right here. I don't think that'll be an issue, but it might be. So it's telling me to build a metro station, which is actually pretty good advice. But let's get our services in here first. We know we'll need the basic schools. And police. And fire. And healthcare, and presumably death care. I'm out of money. So let's float the alone to plop in a cemetery. Garbage cover should be fine. Water should be fine. I do need another sewage plant, actually. Which I find a little odd. That's actually a power problem. Okay. Well, we've had a good thing going with this so far, so let's keep at it. That should get us into surplus zone. Turn up the speed. One more. And has that solved our water problem? Yes, it has. Beautiful. Now we just grow this out, responding to demand for this last little bit. I'm being told it wants more shops, so some more shops. And also demand for offices. And we know we need parks. Let's just plop down a couple. Alright, and one more should do this. Cash is a little tight. Yeah, that'll force me to do something interesting, so I like placing it right there. And that's adequate. It could be better, but that is adequate. Alright, and we are in the black. I would like to think about building a metro soon, but we're a little bit too broke for that. I really do like how this neighborhood looks, the Dale Park. Both kind of the fact that it's inside... Oh, facility full. That's something to think about. Both how it's inside of this ring road, so to speak. And also just how dark it is. It's a nice, nice contrast. I think it'll be a cool thing to keep. I could see in the long term, if industry stops making sense to have down here, actually turning this in to a low-density residential neighborhood. But that doesn't need to happen just yet. So we still have demand for offices and shops. So I'm going to do exactly what I said. I'm going to start converting some of this stuff right in the heart of the kind of the old city into offices. And let some spare residential neighborhoods here take up that slack. Just have this as surplus. I might as well do along this one as well. Yeah, just like that. The police station is on fire. Well, at least it's not the fire station. But let's think about what's happening here with the garbage facility being full. I could build another one. But I'm also short on power. That's starting to be a problem. So one thing I might want to do, want to do, is actually plop down an incinerator or two. Because that will solve kind of two of my problems. The one is it will generate power, and the other is it'll be both a new trash facility, and also might let me empty this one. This is a pretty conveniently located, so while I don't think it'll be there forever, it would be beneficial to, for at least now, have it there to fill up and then empty it, and then fill up and empty it. So let's plop down an incinerator in this neighborhood. This neighborhood does not need to be pretty. I think where I want it. I think right there, so things coming off the highway can just pull right in, loop around, and leave, making all right turns. In fact, I actually think I want 2. Okay, cool. We've unlocked small city, which unlocks trains. This is great. That's a big thing I want, just because I want to sort out those tracks before I forget about them and leave a huge mess. So it just unlocks the passenger train, the cargo train, the hydropower plant, which shouldn't mean anything on this map, and a couple more policies and some more unique buildings. I haven't looked at the tourism and leisure buildings at all. Okay, cool, well. Let's plop that guy kind of as close and tight up against the other one as we can. It's not going to quite resolve our power problems. Okay, but this is filling in very nicely, so that's a pretty successful neighborhood. It's also having waste disposal issues, so we've got to do something about that. But I think I'm going to end this episode here. Keep it nice and short for today. So in the next episode, what I want to do is... I'm going to pause right now, because this is getting worse. Need to sort out this waste disposal problem. Basically, what I want to do is get my incineration capacity up high enough that I can actually be dispensing of surplus garbage, and thus clearing out this landfill. It would also be cool to put in a leisure zone and a prison and just keep the expansion going. We need to decide whether we want this to actually be a agricultural area. I kind of like the idea of just kind of have a residential neighborhood that just snakes up this little valley here. That could be pretty interesting. And I do like that. And that's what I'm really excited for as this map as we grow, is building a city in a way that plays with the lay of the land. And we also need to, I think kind of the first job is going to be fixing the waste disposal. The next is going to be actually patching up these train tracks, because I don't know if I'm going to go for a train station right away, but I just don't want to leave these a mess. I'd be happier if they were fixed and just working again, so that is available to us at any time that we want to start getting into rail infrastructure. I mean, putting in a passenger train station here and another one there might be an interesting thing to do, maybe with a spur down. Yeah, so there's a lot of options, but I don't think that's a first priority. First priority is the garbage. So that's going to be it for this episode. Thanks so much for watching. So leave a comment down below if you have any feedback. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel if you want to see more things like this, and I'll see you in the next episode. Thanks so much.